So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So, let's get into it. Alright, so week 16 of the NFL season is coming up, and for the Chicago Bears, they'll be taking on the Arizona Cardinals, looking to avenge their loss to the Cleveland Browns last week. In this video, as always, I'm going to give my 3 keys to the game on what I think the Bears should do to be able to win this game. So, without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, guys? KT here, back at another video. Today, we're doing the Bears. The Bears will be looking to rebound off their collapse to the Cleveland Browns last Sunday when they take on the putrid Arizona Cardinals this Sunday in the late game. This game should be easy for the Bears. This is a game that's very, very, very winnable, but you never know with this Bears team. I'm not going to hold you off for too much longer. Let's get straight into it. The first key when you play the Arizona Cardinals is you have to keep Kyler Murray contained inside the pocket. Kyler Murray, the former #1 overall pick from the Oklahoma Sooners, has been really, really good. Really, really good in the NFL when healthy. But, you know, he can process from the pocket. You know, he can run. He's a good scrambler. He's basically impossible because of his size to tackle in the open field. One thing I'm really afraid of, though, is the last time we seen Kyler Murray, if he played that game, I think he played that game last time, his playmaking ability is just as good as his pocket passing. We all know Kyler Murray likes to run around like a toddler that stole somebody's phone or stole a piece of candy. But when he gets into that mode, he can really damage a defense. He likes making plays outside the pocket. He likes running past the line of scrimmage, picking up first downs with his legs, picking them up with his arm outside the pocket. And if you're the Bears, you just can't have that. Now, they have the luxury of playing a immobile Joe Flacco. They will not have that luxury this week. But luckily, the Bears' pass rush has been really, really good these past few games. So I'm hoping that they can keep Kyler Murray contained inside that pocket. If I want Kyler Murray anywhere, it's inside the pocket where he can't damage you as much, or at least, you know, make plays outside the pockets where he's running around everywhere. So the Bears are going to have to keep contained, seal the edge. You know, don't let him get outside the pocket too much. If they need to keep the spy up so he doesn't run for multiple first downs. But, you know, my main key, I'd like to see the Bears at least get 2 sacks on Sunday. That's going to be a very difficult task, trying to sack Kyler Murray. But, you know, this is the NFL. You got to find a way to get the quarterback to the ground. But if they can at least contain him inside the pocket, I think the Bears have a really good chance of winning this game. Point number 2, the Bears have to get their rushing game going. The rushing game has been very, very bad these past 2 weeks. Last week against the Browns, they weren't very good. The week before that, against the Lions, they weren't very good. And they struggled against the Minnesota Vikings as well with running the ball. It's clear without Justin Fields' legs, that running game really suffers. Last week we saw, you know, and I think it stems from a lot of bad play calling as well. The Bears either run too many pitches or outside zone runs, or if they are running towards the inside, it's from the gun or from the pistol. And, you know, they don't really line up in I form like that to get a fullback back there. When they do, it usually has very good success. But also, without Justin Fields' legs, that rushing game really suffers. Luke Getsy calls a very predictable QB rush scheme as well, and teams are starting to figure that out. It just seemed like the Browns knew whatever the Bears were going to run, especially in terms of running the ball. Now, luckily, you know, the Arizona Cardinals aren't nearly as good as the Cleveland Browns or the Detroit Lions, especially when it comes to running the ball or rushing the ball defense. Run D for the Arizona Cardinals is basically non-existent. We saw that during the 49ers game. The Bears aren't the 49ers, but I do feel like if they get a decent run game going, you know, they'll be able to put points on the board and be able to move up the field more effectively, because when you run the ball well on first and second down, it leaves you with very good chances to get a 3rd and short situation instead of a 3rd and 15 or a 3rd and 12. You know, so I think running the ball would be a very big, you know, get back to basics, get back to power football, smash mouth football, line up behind the fullback or line up in single back. Give D'Onta Foreman more than 7 carries. You know, I'd like to see him with 15 carries on Sunday. I'd like to see the Bears with at least 123 yards rushing. I feel like that's doable, especially against this Arizona Cardinals defense. So yeah, I'd like to see the Bears get back to their roots and rush the ball pretty well on Sunday, and maybe even get Justin Fields involved. But yeah, get that rushing game going, because I feel like this would be a perfect week to get it going. Point number 3, the Bears are going to have to finish. The Bears have had a chronic illness of not finishing games. The Lions game, the Broncos game, last week with the Browns. 10-point leads are never safe with this team on either side of the ball. People use the excuse that the QB, play in the fourth quarter dramatically decreases. But let's just be honest. If you're being honest and you want to hold the QB accountable, then that means play calling has to be accountable as well on both sides of the ball. Dropping Justin Jones in coverage was not a good idea last week, and that basically cost them the game. Because if the Bears get that stop, they may have a chance to go down and get a field goal and salt this game away. The constant play calling of soft coverage and cover 2 scheme. When the Bears get lit up late in the fourth quarter, you're usually running that scheme. They move away from what works on the offensive end. Luke Getsy calling screens. Calling halfback pitch plays on first and second down, not giving your quarterback a chance to actually throw the ball on one drive, calling very predictable routes, calling, plays where only 2 receivers go out to run routes and routes that only break when they make 20 yards down the field. That's not efficient fourth quarter or situational offense or situational defense. That's not how you win games. If the Bears get a lead in this game, they have to play all 4 quarters. They can't slack off. They can't get non-aggressive, as this Cardinals team is not very good. They have very little on offense. They have Kyler Murray and Trey McBride. Marquise Hollywood Brown is okay, but he's not, a go-to guy like that. Other than that, they don't have much on offense, so I feel like the defense should be able to dominate. On the defensive end, they really don't have anything either. I feel like the Bears will be able to move the ball pretty well, but the Bears have to stay aggressive. When they get a lead, they have to, put this Cardinals team away going into the fourth quarter, play aggressively, be able to get first downs, take your points when needed. Just simple things. A simple game of football should be played. Playing 4 quarters is necessary. Executing for 4 quarters, not missing assignments, not running the wrong routes, calling good plays going into the fourth quarter. That all factors into finishing games. Not turning the ball over, things like that. So when the Bears get a lead in this game, if they get a lead in this game, they have to finish. But I think the Bears will be able to win this game pretty easily. I got it 30-17. This Cardinals team is not all that good. They're right in the running for the number 2 overall pick. There's still a scenario where they can get number 1, but it's clear this Cardinals team is rebuilding. They have Kyler Murray, Trey McBride, James Conner, and nothing else. They have some nice young pieces that they're trying to develop, but it's clear this team is trying to, rebuild. They're still rebuilding their offensive line. They drafted Paris Johnson last year, but the way this Bears defense has been playing, I don't think it's going to be enough to stop Montez Sweat in that defense. I feel like the linebacking core will be able to shut down that rushing game like they've been doing all season, and I feel like the Bears will be able to force some turnovers on Kyler Murray as well, whether that's by getting strip sack fumbles or getting interceptions, as that secondary has been playing pretty well. It's not their fault that they've been put in constant bad situations by the offense. As for the offensive side of the ball, I feel like Justin Fields will rebound from that, very, mediocre showing against the Cleveland Browns. If they allow him to use his legs, get him outside the pocket, let him actually throw deep against this Arizona Cardinals secondary. I think Foreman will have a big game on the ground. I think the Bears will get their rushing game going. I feel like they'll be able to finish off, some of these drives where they're in the red zone efficiently. As this Cardinals defense is not all that great either. So yeah, I got the Bears winning 30-17. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Who do you guys have winning? Do you have the Cardinals or do you have the Bears? Let me know why and how in the comment section. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps your channel grow. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these Bears videos. As always, follow me on social media, as there's bound to be news coming out about the Bears before the game. And as always, guys, bear down, and I'm out. Peace.